Hi, everyone. Blessings. Thank you for being here. I am Drasmin, and this is Dragom Oracle. And today I am guided to bring to you a very special pick a card reading for this Pluto in Capricorn energy. Now, before we go into the selection of our piles, I invite you to take a big, deep breath in and out. Exhale. One more inhale in. And exhale, letting go of what came a moment ago, what comes next, tuning into the present moment. One more soft, sweet inhale in and exhale out. Beautiful. I invite you to get a drink, get a snack, whatever you need, get comfortable, and really give yourself this time to connect with which of these messages are calling to you. This is a general reading, so one, two, or all the piles may resonate with you. Some or all of the messages within each pile may resonate with you. Really tune into your intuition and discernment and take what resonates for you. Now, this energy is going to apply through the Pluto in Capricorn energy, where it's going to be in and out through this year and next year. So, excuse me. So before we go into the selections, 1, 2, or 3, let me talk a little bit about Pluto in Capricorn and why this is important. So Pluto has been dancing in and out of Capricorn for a couple of years now. It has been going in between Capricorn and Aquarius for, I didn't write down since when, but Pluto left Capricorn on March 23rd and went into Aquarius. Now it's back in Capricorn from June 12th until January of 22nd of next year. Then it's going to go back into Aquarius from January 22nd of next year to September of 3rd of 2024. Then it's going to go back into Capricorn for a couple of weeks from September 23rd to November 20th. And then it's going to stay in Aquarius all the way through 2043. So why is this energy going back and forth like this? Now, let's look at the last time that Pluto was dancing in between Capricorn and Aquarius. The last time we saw this energy was between 1762 and 1778. And what is significant about that time period is that is when the United States was founded. So let's look a little deeper into what is the Capricorn energy, what is the Aquarius energy, and what is the Pluto energy. So the Pluto energy is about the subconscious, what's hidden, what's underneath the surface, what's not talked about, what's not looked at, what's not addressed, what's furthest away from our thought, from our consciousness. And Pluto energy is really important because Pluto is the energy that helps us transform outdated beliefs, outdated systems, outdated modalities. It helps us literally look at the junk in the drawer. You know, almost everyone I've met has a junk drawer. I don't have a junk drawer in my house because I just, because I don't practice, because I really believe in decluttering and I practice that within my life. If you don't need it, if you're not going to use it, let it go. Don't fill your space with junk. Anyway, there is a junk drawer in most beings' homes, and Pluto is basically that junk drawer. Okay, so if that junk drawer isn't addressed, it's going to keep piling up and eventually spill over, and then it spills over into the house. So that's the Pluto energy. It's the subconscious. It is what is needed for transformation. It is where the decluttering happens. It is where your power it lays dormant. It is where your trauma goes to live until you're ready to look at it. It is where your gifts are sitting there waiting for you to call them back to you. Now, Capricorn is the power players, okay? And Aquarius is the people and the community. So what I mean by power players is the Capricorn energy are, the people in power, the kings, the queens, the leaders, the teachers, the elders, so on and so forth. But Aquarius is about the people, the community, the collective, the whole. So perhaps you're starting to see how the subconscious going back and forth between the power players and the people is highlighting the theme of this Pluto in Capricorn, Aquarius energy, which is returning power to the people. Now, this is a slow and gradual process. Nothing happens overnight. We are in the human experience. There is a Saturnian delay of time. Okay, so it takes time for things to shift, for things to, unravel, for things to refine, for things to unfold, for new structures to be built. And for new structures to be built, the old ones need to go away. So, when Pluto is in Aquarius, there is a highlight on what supports the collective whole. And when Pluto is in a Capricorn, it shows who is or is not supportive of that collective whole. And because we are shifting into the Aquarius energy, by 2043, we're going to be completely in Pluto and Aquarius. So by 2040, not 2043, excuse me, 24, by 2024, we are going to see a massive global shift of power where the power is going to be removed, so to speak, because this is just inevitable. Okay, this is fated, this is destiny, if we want to use this word, but this is all really in the alignment of the divine cosmic plan. Everything is literally mapped out in the stars. It's all a matter of knowing how to read and translate the information, and then using that information to make choices that are in the best interest of self and the collective whole. Not to say that we are bound and affixed to, what a pick a card reading or the stars have to say, rather recognizing that there is a divine structure and order to what is happening. So, it's not that we are going into doomsday or apocalypse or all of that. That's already happened. Okay, that happened with the fall of Atlantis and what's the word? The word is not coming out, but what I'm seeing when I'm speaking is like the hiding of the power structures, the physical structures, like the pyramids and the temples and so forth. They've gone into hiding, so to speak, because the power players kind of took over and have created this festfuck of, confusion and distortion, where there's this illusion that has been slowly collapsing over the last few years, and it's really going to fully collapse in the next year and a half, of who and where power belongs. And truthfully, power belongs to the people, because everything begins within. As within, so without. Because of the story of being and everything that has happened, video for another day perhaps, I do talk about it on my TikTok channel about, the different things that have happened. Because of that, the power is now in a group of elite, so to speak. Only certain people hold the power. The system controls things, but that's all falling away. And this is great, because we want a world that is in harmony. And the only way we're going to bring a world of harmony is if we take the power back into our hands and become a sovereign people that can then co-create with other like-minded beings to create structures that are actually supportive of the greater whole, and not just feeding the coffers or the purses of certain entities and beings that don't actually give a fuck about, the land and the actual people. So ultimately, this is a great energy. So now that Pluto is going back into Capricorn, we're looking at the power players. And yes, the power players in the grand scheme of things are the leaders, the elite, the structures and the systems. But the power players is also you as an individual, right? And so the Pluto in Capricorn energy is going to highlight for you how you are a power player within your life, within yourself, and that inevitably ripples and affects, your community, your environment, and these overall systems that are collapsing. So, okay, hopefully that's clear. Okay, one last thing to say, when Pluto is in Aquarius, it gives us a sneak peek of what is possible, which is really exciting. And that's why, this energy goes back and forth. It's like Pluto is Aquarius, we get a sneak peek of what's possible, what we want, what's, what we're capable of. And then Pluto goes back into Capricorn to help like start, break away the stubbornness and refine our thoughts, our habits, our patterns and routines, and create, more aligned, heart-centric, eco-centric, structures and systems for self. And then it goes into Aquarius and we see how this plays out in the greater whole, and we get to see like, oh, this is what's working, this is great, maybe this could use some refinement. And then we go back into Capricorn to actually do the work. So Pluto in Capricorn is about doing the work, and then Pluto in Aquarius is about sharing and seeing that vision play out, or seeing that work that has been done during the Pluto and Capricorn energy, seeing how that plays out in the greater whole. So this is a really great time, this next 2 years, to really, this is a time to do the shadow work. And by shadow work, I mean looking at those traumas that haven't been looked at, looking at your gifts, looking at your past lives, so on and so forth. Okay. Enough jibber jabber about the Pluto, Capricorn, Aquarius energies. Ultimately, returning power to the people. You are the people. It starts with you. Okay, so we have 3 options, and I have a timer this time, so hopefully I can get, a good amount of time for each reading, because I noticed that in some of my past pick a card, some of my sections were smaller than others. I've also been asked why I don't timestamp. The honest truth is I just don't have the time and energy. So if you're interested in, timestamping the video and you do 3 videos, you timestamp 3 of my videos, then I will gift you a free reading or a chakra clearing, which includes a mini reading, as a thank you for your time. Okay, so let's get that started. So I'm going to take a little sip of my tea, and you're welcome to do so as well. So I have 3 options here. This is the only deck that I have pre-shuffled and pulled a card for. So you have option 1, and this is going to be the main theme that you're going to be working through on a personal level through this Pluto in Capricorn period. So this can apply to the period now in, through June 12th through January 22nd when I'm recording this, or any time that Pluto is in Capricorn between now and 2024. Okay, so we have option 1, your theme 1, option 2, theme 2, and option 3, theme 3. Okay, so without further ado, let's set this over here. And without further ado, let's get started with option number 1. Okay, so option number 1, the main theme that you're going to be working through at this time. Let's see, can you see that? Let me know how this lighting, is this lighting making it like so you can't see it? Let's see. Is that better? Or is that worse? I feel like that made it worse. Okay, let me know what you guys see, because I can't really see my screen too well when I'm recording. So anyway, okay. So for option 1, we have the Knight, okay? The light attributes are loyalty, romance, and chivalry, a love of honor. In the shadow, it is allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle, and romantic delusions. Okay, so for group 1, the overall theme that you are going to be working through when Pluto is in Capricorn is your sense of integrity, your sense of dignity, how you choose to be in the human experience, the choices that you make, and whether they are really in alignment with your soul truth, or whether it is because you are romanticizing or giving your power away, or perceiving that you don't have enough power or control in a situation. Yes, you never have control over how somebody else may act or react, but you always have control over how you choose to be. And ultimately, you know, if you are not in integrity with yourself, then you are going to continue attracting that into your life. Okay, so let's pull some tarot. I'm using the vice versa tarot for this. We're going to pull 8 cards. Okay. Okay. So the overall theme is night, and let's get one tarot to supplement that overall theme, please. One tarot card, please. Okay. So we have the 5 of Wands, okay, as the overall theme. Set this right here. Let's get a card for how this plays out in the mind, heart, body, and spirit. Okay, Knight of Swords. Okay, how this energy plays out in the heart. Okay. The number 19, the sun, how this energy plays out in the body. Okay, we have another Knight of Wands. So we have 2 knights. Okay, we have a knight, and then the overall theme is a knight. Okay, I'm starting to see a pattern here. Okay, and how this energy plays out in your spirit. Okay, in your okay, number 11, justice. Okay, now what is the challenge within your okay? I just thought the question was, what is the challenge within your consciousness that keeps you stuck in this pattern? We have the 6 of Swords. Okay. I was just thinking, what is the gift of, you know, really stepping into the light attribute of the night energy? We have 10 of Cups. And what is the guidance? How to bridge this and this? Okay, we have 4 of Wands. Okay. So option number 1, you know, for you, this theme of the night plays out as conflict, as tension, as friction, and really this shows up in your life as defensiveness, as feeling like you constantly need to have your guard up. You don't really trust, you may have trust issues. You might feel like you're constantly having to explain yourself, to defend yourself. You know, it's constant, you know, there's this volcano in the background, so it's always like this energy of like always feeling on the edge of explosion, just like, oh, I can't seem to catch a break. I'm just trying to do the right thing, and it seems like I'm just constantly having to defend myself and protect myself. And you know, I'm just tired. You know, I'm also noticing at the foot, I'm being drawn to this energy. So it's like you feel backed into a corner. You know, there's this stuff that's broken here. So it's like you've been fighting for a while, but somehow you still have, you know, 2 full new stops here. It's like this energy of just like constantly having your guard up. Okay, and I'm also noticing here in the mind and in the spirit, the sword is up. So again, that energy of like having your guard up, being on defense, you know, kind of frozen, because the knight, you know, there's 2 knights here. Okay, there's 3 knights actually, if we're looking at it. The knight is the energy of um of just kind of holding. Okay, you're not quite charging into battle. Okay, you're not quite going into action. You're just kind of like ready for action. It's like you're always in this position. This is the energy that I'm feeling in my body. It's like you're always like this. You're always just holding on, and you're not really sure like what the right thing to say is, what the right thing to do is. In the spirit, we have the 11 blindfolded. It's like you're like defensive, but you're also blindfolded because you feel like the world is just not just. Like, it doesn't matter what you say or what you do, you can't seem to get a foot in the door. You're just like, I just want to. And it's interesting because in the heart you have the sun. So in your heart space, you actually have this very loving, playful, youthful, joyous energy, but it doesn't reflect in your mind, in your body, in your environment, in the way you choose to carry yourself. Okay. So this Pluto in Capricorn energy is here to tell you that the only way that you can move from this energy is to literally move from it. Okay. To start tapping back into this heart space. Okay. In the mind, we're seeing the Knight of Swords. Okay. So the Knight is saying, hey, I'm ready to take action. I know my truth. Okay. Because a single sword is the symbol of clarity. Okay. It's the symbol of inner knowing. It's the symbol of understanding what is right for you, what is good for you, what is true for you, right? And that's what the Knight energy is about. The Knight energy is about loyalty, it's about honor, it's about integrity, it's about doing the right thing. But it's like you're in this frozen state for whatever reason. And I'm seeing the devil here, at the top of the deck. It's like you allow yourself to feed into the ideas and the thoughts and beliefs of other people more than you do yourself. Okay. In the body, we see the Knight of Wands kind of, hidden. This is the internal energy. So it's like you turn your back to your own intuition, to your own guidance, to your own joy, to what will actually bring you happiness and peace, because you're hyper focused. Okay. The devil here, right underneath it, the Judgment, and right underneath it, the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. All of these are speaking to me. So it's like you're so hyper focused on the judgments of opinions of other. You're so focused on, what's cool or what's acceptable. You're so focused on creating this false reality. It's like you're so focused on this false reality where you have to struggle, where you have to grind, where you have to compromise who you are, where you're not really being in your own authentic truth, because you are choosing to turn your back on your own intuition. Okay. You are choosing to accept. These are all external energies. Okay. These are all external energies. So it's like you're focusing on the external environment, even though that environment keeps you in this defensive position, even though whatever it is that you're choosing to engage with keeps you defensive. It's almost like you're addicted to the drama. You're addicted to it's like you're addicted to the drama. You're comfortable in that tension. It's like you've been in that position of defensiveness and just like you've been in that frozen state for so long that it's almost like it's comfortable, it's easy. So why would you leave that? And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but think about it this way, when let me talk a little bit about brain chemistry with you. Okay. So your brain, when you are a child, it is like putty. Okay. Like it's like putty. It's like, this is a brain. Okay. It's like putty. It's very malleable. It's squishy. All of these roads that you don't really have them when you're a baby. They're kind of there, but they're not really rigid. And as you grow, as you literally physically develop, all of the opinions and thoughts and programs and everything that you are fed, especially through the ages of 0 through 7, okay, it starts in the womb. That's why I say 0. It starts to deepen these roads, these ruts, okay? It starts to deepen these roads. So by the time you're in your teens, you start to have some fixed pathways, okay? You literally have fixed pathways in your brain that is your automatic response to, your environmental stimulus. And then the older you get, the more, rigid these pathways are. If you think about it, if you take a trail down to the water or the river or wherever, enough people walk on that pathway, it becomes a trail, it becomes a known path, and it's like, well, this is the path that everybody's walking, so why would I go off the other path? Because that means that I might have to chop down some branches. There might be snakes there might be bugs, there might be things that I don't necessarily want to deal with. There might not be other people there wandering around in the woods, okay? So it's like you're just sitting there, accepting the beaten path, even though that beaten path is not true to your heart, okay? In your heart space, you're this innocent child that just wants to come out and play. It's not even in the hidden, it's in the outer. It's like your heart is saying, I want to play. I want to frolic in the sunshine. I want to share my love. I want to show what an amazing person I am. But because, you are stuck in these old patterns, you're stuck in the ruts, you're stuck in, what everyone else is doing and what's popular and what's, safe. This is why, you are in this energy of just constantly being in the defense, of constantly needing to protect yourself, protect this inner child. It is an automatic response that your body is having to protect this inner child, okay? Because you are choosing in the mind and in your spirit to remain blindfolded, to remain defensive. This guy looks pretty pissed, okay? He's like, yeah, I'm going to cut you off, but not really. I'm just going to stand here and think about it and think about it and think about it. And your intuition, there's like this phoenix that's transforming here, and it's like your rebirth is there. There's fireworks here, okay? So how can you use this fire? How can you use this fire? How can you use this fire to ignite you into taking action for your life, okay? So that's what your challenge is. Your challenge is the 6 of Swords on the outer, okay? So your challenge is literally leaving behind these situations that are so intricately tied into your heart space, because it's a 6 of Swords. So 6 of Swords is about energy and clarity and direction, right? But this direction is in the water, and the water is about emotions. So it's like your challenge is literally untangling the emotional attachments that you have to these people and situations and things in your life, even though that you intuitively know, okay, you already know, okay, because in the spirit you have the Justice card, okay? And the Justice is also, I'm picking up a lower frequency energy from the Justice card, but the Justice card is about knowing your truth, okay? Weighing your options, not being afraid to make those decisions, okay? But you are so, attached to the emotional complexities, and I get it, okay? I get it. Detaching yourself from people that you love, from habits, from patterns, from jobs, from places that keep you safe is scary and terrifying, okay? It's like you're going to start journeying through this dark night of the soul, and it's going to require you to face where you have allowed these stories to play out, okay? Where you have romanticized, okay, certain situations, certain people, certain energies, certain things in your life, because it kept you comfortable and safe. And that's why it's challenging. It's challenging to move from that, because that you're going to have to take good, long, hard look at yourself and, do some forgiveness for self, and, more than likely cut some people out of your life, cut some situations out of your life, cut some, habits out of your life. That's going to require an enormous amount of will. Okay. But what is the gift of doing all of this? The gift is the 10 of Cups. Okay. The gift of really stepping into your own integrity and truth and walking down that that path that is not well traveled, okay, it's going to lead you to your 10 of cups, to the actual manifestation of all of your dreams and wishes, okay? It's like you're going to go through this darkness, okay? You're going to go, the body, you know, the intuition, you know, you really need to start looking within and looking at where you're giving your power away and why, and know that at the end of this long journey, you're going to have the partnership you want, the family you want, the job you want, the home you want. You know, 10 of Cups is wishes fulfilled. Like it is everything you ever dreamed of and then some. So how do you get from this energy of, you know, really having a hard time leaving behind these emotional entanglements to actually going towards what will feel like light-hearted, you know, goodness? 4 of Wands. You got to look at your home. You got to look at your structure. You got to look at your foundations. You got to look at what you are allowing into your literal physical temple. And, you know, this also aligns with the Capricorn energy, because the Capricorn energy is an earth element. Okay. It is a very fixed, rigid element. Capricorn energy is about the foundation of your consciousness and how that connects with everything and everyone around you. So your guidance group 1 is, you know, you need to look at what is going on in your mind, okay? What is going on in your heart? What is going on in your body? What is going on in your spirit? And most importantly, what is going on in your literal physical house? The intuition, you know, the Wands is about the intuition. Intuition's here, but and the way you can start clearing out your physical house is by tuning into your intuition. Your intuition knows what's ready to transform. You know, this right here is a symbol of transformation. It's the phoenix. And it's like you're at this energy of 5. 5 is the middle point. It's like you're neither here nor there. You're just stuck in this perpetual indecision. It's almost like you're constipated and you just want to take a massive shit so that you can just feel better, okay? And you take that massive shit by using that sword of your own truth and clarity, okay? Recognizing that you're doing this for your joy, for your happiness, for your peace of mind. You know, recognizing that if people have hurt you and harmed you, just leave it up to God, Goddess, okay? God, Goddess sees all, and they will enact justice on your part, but you have to be willing to let go of that emotional baggage, okay? Obligation is not love, okay? Obligation is not love, okay? Love means you are encouraged, you are supported, and you are celebrated. Love does not mean that you are under obligations, that you are tolerated, and that you're dismissed, okay? Tolerating this energy, you know, being dismissed. And then because you are being dismissed, you're constantly having to put your guard up, okay? And if this involves family, which I do get the sense that it does, because, you know, the 4 of Wands is here, which does signify family for you, you know, these emotional attachments and these judgments and these, you know, false sense of obligations, they all stem from typically from familial obligations. You know, it is hard. I know that it's difficult because I've had to really break free of familial obligations. But if that familial obligation is not really supporting you or loving you or encouraging you to shine as this beautiful, gentle, loving, devoted, playful child that you truly are, like, this is your true energy. This showed up in the heart space, okay? So this is who you really are. But this is where you're at right now. Look at the difference in that, okay? Soft, sweet, innocent, playful, defensive, not really showing your face. You know, there's like this volcano ready to erupt and burn down the fucking village, okay? In indecision, just like constipated, okay? But you got to take off your helmet. You got to take off your blindfold, and you got to start having an honest conversation about, you know what? YOLO. Literally YOLO. You only live once. Life is short. Tomorrow is not promised. So are you going to choose to walk away because you know that when you do, okay, and this is confirmation from your own higher self, these cards are really messages from your higher self, clarified through tarot. That's how I read cards. I read cards as I'm pulling messages from your consciousness and tapping into your energy. If you've chosen this pile, you've been intuitively drawn here. Your consciousness is like, hey, your sweet little innocent self is wanting to come home. Okay. But in order for this child to feel safe, all of these negative naysayers, these shit energies and people, they need to go by. That doesn't mean that they're bad people. That just means that they're not your people. And especially when it comes to family, blood, that can get really tricky because we are literally conditioned and programmed as children to believe that, oh, you have to, respect your elders. Well, what if your elders aren't respectful to you? Okay. Is that the kind of thing that you would want to teach your child? You know? So go where you are encouraged and celebrated, even if that means walking alone for a short period of time, because ultimately you're going to arrive in the arms of love, of true family. And that could be family that you choose and that you choose to cultivate, right? This is the home that you choose to create. You're like, you know what? Yes. Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Papa, for bringing me into this world. Thank you for all you have taught me. And now it's time for me to get on my white horse. There's a white horse here. There's a white horse here. It's time for me to get on my white horse. White horse is about purity. Okay. It's about goodness. It's about faith. It's about divine sacred love. It's time for me to journey into my heart space, journey into my intuition, remove my blindfold, use my sword of truth to start taking action and start clearing away what doesn't belong to me, start leaving behind these addictions and judgments and obligations, okay? Because I have been reassured by myself that what's waiting for me is 10 of Cups, everything that I've ever dreamed of and then some. And as you go through this journey, this is part of this Pluto, Capricorn, Aquarius energy. You're right now in the Capricorn energy. So it's about looking at your structures and your foundations. And then when it goes into Aquarius, you'll get to see, how these internal changes play out, in your whole, in your environment, in the external environment. And then you'll be able to assess like, okay, I still need to make some changes here, or I need to do more of this. And then, it's this tempering process ultimately so that you can step fully into your sweet, sensitive, loving nature, because that is who you truly are. Okay. So let's close your reading, group one, with a card from the Power deck. Feminine, West, Black. This is the image. Okay. So number 13 is the number of transformation. Okay. 1 is about new beginnings. 3 is about the union of mind, heart, body. Okay. That brings to a 4. 4 is about your structure. 4 is right here. So feminine is the direction of West. West is about your intuition, the subconscious, the hidden, the unknown, the water. Okay. The world is bereft of feminine consciousness. To bring Mother Earth back into balance, we must bring back our awareness of her. Language is a barrier between us, but woman has always communed with woman in an unspoken language. Her roots are entwined with the essence of Mother Earth, for she too is feminine. Woman is the keeper of the planet and must not let her energy be uprooted by the male systems within man or woman. We are all in need of world harmony. Mother Earth has been misunderstood, but she is the universal link. She is the womb for all that lives. Feminine consciousness is the energy that embodies the wisdom you need at this moment. Okay, so the final oracle message for you, group one, is what is really going to support you at this time is doing work on healing your feminine wounds. Okay, these could be your mother wounds, your sister wounds, your witch wounds, your past life wounds where you weren't honored for your intuitive, sensitive gifts. The 19 is a very soft, gentle, I don't want to say feminine energy because the sun is a neutral energy, but it's a very soft, gentle, loving, nurturing energy. Okay. So tapping into your feminine nature is going to bring healing because you have been in this defensive, masculine, toxic, masculine energy for a while, that it's kind of like suffocated your feminine energy. And the way that you can connect with your energy, feminine energy, the easiest basic practice to connect with the feminine energy is to connect with a tree. Okay. Find a tree that's close to your house, in your backyard or in your neighborhood, and take a few moments every single day to connect with that tree. Okay, to connect your roots with the roots of the tree, to just, go hug the tree, bring offerings to the tree, sit under the tree. If you don't have trees with where you live, draw a picture of a tree and place it on your altar. I have a picture of a tree by my altar here. Even though I live in a place where I'm super blessed to have a lot of trees, so connecting with a tree every single day is going to start building a bridge of trust and connection for you to connect back with your own feminine energy. This is not about body. This is about feminine energy. Okay. So that is the reading that I have for you, group one. I'm sending you so much love and gentleness as you go into the subconscious to really bring out your light, because you are worthy and deserving of all the love and happiness and joy in this timeline. All right. Okay. Now we are moving on to option number 2. Hi, group 2. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so group 2. All right. Pluto in Capricorn energy. What is the overall theme for you? The card that came out for you is a victim. The light attribute says prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. The shadow attribute says playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, an inability to maintain personal boundaries. Okay, so the overall theme for you, group 2, through this Pluto and Capricorn energy, is going to highlight for you where you are stuck in codependency. Okay, the victim mindset is about codependency, where you attach yourself to past traumas, to alter abilities, to your real life challenges in the human experience, and you let them keep you weak and codependent on either that mentality, that attitude, or that person. Okay, it's going to highlight for you your own poor boundaries and how that continues to perpetuate this cycle and keeps you in a loop of depression, of struggle, of not being able to, be joyful and happy. But it's because you are allowing this. Okay, ultimately, we create our own realities. Okay, and sometimes that can be really difficult to accept. Like, no, I don't want to accept that I have created all this suffering for me. That's part of the enlightenment process. Okay, enlightenment is realizing that we have created our realities. And that's not to say that you haven't been a victim at some point in your life, that you haven't experienced the evil in this world. Okay, it's simply saying that yes, what you experience is very real and true, but you are not defined by those experiences. You are not defined by what happened to you. You are defined by how you choose to be in this here now, despite what happened to you. And that's what the light attribute is about. It's about being empowered to say what happened, happened, and I'm not going to let it define me. I'm not going to let it keep me small. I'm not going to let it keep me codependent. I'm not going to let it, you know, I'm not going to let it feed into, you know, unhealthy habits, into codependencies, into addictions, and so on and so forth. Okay. So let's look at your overall one. Oh my gosh, all the cards are flying out. So let's look at one tarot card for the overall theme to support this message, please. Okay. One overall theme, please. One overall theme from the tarot for this Pluto in Capricorn energy for group 2. Okay. And you get the King of Wands and the inner, okay? It's like you, okay, the overall theme, again, it's like you choose to stay within, okay. Let me pull the rest of the cards because my words are not coming out right. Okay, let's get a message for how does this energy play out in the mind? Just one card, please. Okay, Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, how does this energy play out in the heart? No, let's get one card. How does this energy play out in the heart, please? Okay. 5 of Pentacles in the inner. Okay, how does this energy play out in the body? Okay. Page of Swords. And how does this energy play out in the spirit? That card fell out earlier when I was shuffling and it came out again. So that's a very clear indicator that this is a predominant energy. Okay, how does this energy play out in the spirit? 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. So we have 2 reversals, both in Pentacles. Interesting. All right. I'm seeing a theme here. Now, what is challenging you? What makes it so difficult for you to shift out of this mindset? Eight of Cups. Okay. 8 of Cups in the inner. Okay. What is the gift of shifting out of this mindset? 10 of Wands on the outer. No, 10 of Wands in the inner, excuse me. And how to get from 8 of Cups to 10 of Wands. 10 of Cups. Interesting. Okay. Okay, top of the deck, we have 2 of Swords, Ace of Wands. And that's all. Okay. So for you, group 2, you know, this overall energy of the victim is showing up as the King of Wands on the inner. So it's like you, and looking at the rest of these cards, it's like you literally choose to play the victim over stepping into your power because you have this deep intuitive knowing that you are quite capable. But it's almost like you're afraid of the responsibility that comes with tapping into that power. Okay, let's go into that a little further. So in the mind, we have Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So it's like, you know that you have the ability to start a new cycle, but it's like you resist it. Okay, it literally came out in the reverse, which means it's like you literally resist accepting your own truth. You literally refuse to be empowered. You refuse to, make something from that poison. Okay, because Pentacles, the first Ace of Pentacles is about the tangible, the material, what's, here in the physical plane, and one is a new beginning. But in the reverse, it's like, it's a restriction. It's not in flow. And if it's when it's in the mind, it's telling me that you literally, and with this in the inner, it's like you literally resist your own power and responsibility because you choose to stay in this energy. Okay, now in the heart, it's a 5 of Pentacles in the inner. So in the heart, it's almost like, or in the outer, in the heart, 5 of Pentacles is telling me that you've experienced some kind of deep physical loss. Okay, you've experienced some deep physical loss that's made you feel like cast out from the world. But you're not cast out in the world. This is like your inner turmoil. It's like whatever you've experienced and you've gone through, it has kept you trapped in this energy of, I can't trust myself. I can't trust my intuition, because the Wands is about intuition. It's almost like whatever happened really cut you on a deep level. And you're, and the 8 of Cups here in the challenge on the inner, it's like something happened that, whether it's in this lifetime or a past lifetime, the Pluto energies do go into past lives as well. It's not just a current life theme. Pluto energies is very much about past lives, because it is about this deep subconscious, which is built up over many lifetimes. So it's like something happened that really shattered your self-esteem. That's what I'm hearing for you. It really broke your self-esteem. It really crushed your trust. It really like put you in this place where you're like, I don't know if I can trust what my mind and what my intuition's telling me because of what happened. Okay, and in the body, you get the Page of Swords. So it's like you just kind of behave recklessly. That's what the Page of Swords energy is about. It's like you behave recklessly because of this deep wound that is still sitting in your subconscious. And in the spirit, we have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Ace of Pentacles in the mind reverse, and the 10 of Pentacles in the spirit reverse. So it's like you have a gift that you have a gift. Okay, you have a gift that you have cultivated through many lifetimes. That's in the inner. Okay, so it's inside of you. You have this ability that if you just tap into that, okay, then this will go like this. And this will turn around, and you'll be able to like face your intuition, face your power, step out of this victim mindset, and really tap into your wealth and your joy and your success and your happiness. Okay, it's like you already have something within you that's ready to create a life where you are empowered, where you are your own authority, where you are successful, where you're happy, where you're, making smart choices, where you're not constantly in this turmoil. And in the challenge, we get 8 of Cups and the inner, it's like, and there's this child here. So there's two things: something that happened that broke your self-esteem, and or something that wounded your inner child. We have 2 of Swords here, and the Ace of Wands. So it's like Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. We have 2 aces here, and then we have 3 tens here. Okay, so literally what you need to do is put down those swords, put down that defensiveness, that recklessness. Okay, you need to put down whatever baggage you've been holding on to, whatever you're still playing out in your head, you know, I shoulda known, woulda known, coulda done this. The shoulda, coulda, wouldas are supremely destructive to the heart. Okay, because it feeds guilt, it feeds shame. And, you know, it's almost like that shame and that guilt is so unbearable that it's easier for you to just attach yourself to other people for your happiness, even though you know that you have greatness within you. Okay, 8 of Cups, that is your challenge. And the gift is those burdens, that 10 of Wands, that cycle ends. It's like, okay, you're going to turn away from this stone figure and you're going to go towards your home, your happiness, because that is the guidance. Okay, the guidance is to start looking at what you have in the now as a gift. Okay, 10 of Cups coming out in the guidance is saying that you have love and support and family around you that truly loves you. Okay, but because you are so caught up in this pain, okay, you're so caught up in this crippling thoughts, you're so caught up in holding on to these burdens, you're not able to recognize that you already have arrived. You're not able to see that you're already exactly where you want to be. Okay, it is literally you so deeply hurt. Okay, and I'm taking a moment to acknowledge you here. You have been so deeply hurt. Okay, this is a card of deep hurt. Okay, deep inner hurt. And it's almost like whatever happened has kind of gotten blown up. Okay, I'm not saying that what happened didn't hurt you. I'm saying that by you festering in it and you lingering in the thoughts of trying to figure out what went wrong, what happened, you know, why you feel left out in the cold, it's almost like it's made it bigger than it actually is. It's like you've created this storm around you when it was really just a wave in the water. Okay. And there's a shakeup that's going to happen for you, you know, because we have the 2 of Swords and the Ace of Wands. We have a shakeup that's going to happen for you, that's going to really break this illusion for you. If you've tapped into this reading, if you've tapped into this message, it's because you are wanting to shift out of this energy of, you know, not having good boundaries within yourself. You know, start looking at what is going right in your life. Okay, I want to get another clarifier for this, for the gift of the 10 of Wands. One more clarifier, please, for the 10 of Wands. Too many. One card for the 10 of Wands. There it is. Okay, see the Tower. I was just talking about a shakeup and then the Tower just fell out. Okay, so it's like you are going to experience a deep shakeup because, you know, you literally have 1 and 10 in your mind and in your spirit. It's like it's this energy of just building. It's like this fireworks is like building within you. You know, it's like this page here of swords. It's he's charging into life, but not in a way that is really thought out, even though you already know the steps you need to take. And that's also creating this turmoil for you. It's like, I'm just taking action without really thinking about it, even though I know that I should think about it. And then, you know, things happen that keep me in the cycle. And then I beat myself up for it because I knew better. Again, this big energy of coulda, woulda, shoulda. I should have known better. I should have planned it. I should have, you know, trusted my intuition. I should have, you know, taken time out. I encourage you. Okay, I have a practice. I have a course on in my online market called From Poison to Power. It's a 22-day self-paced immersion, okay, where you literally go through the 7 energy bodies in your body, you know, otherwise known as the chakras. but you go through each of the energy center and you identify the poison within each energy center of the body, and then you have a practice to turn that poison into power. Okay, and I feel like that will be really, really supportive for you because this energy has rooted in your heart. Okay, so which means that you're going to need a big wake-up call. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing. This is just life working for you. Everything that happens is happening for you. Okay, even the things that you don't want to accept as, this is happening for my good, rejection, opportunities that you really wanted not panning out, all of those things. Rejection is redirection. Okay, but because this rejection, this pain, this heartache, this loss, this betrayal, whatever you experience is so deeply rooted in your heart. Okay, it's like universe is going to come in and just electrocute you, electric shock. I always look at the Tower card as a shock, as an electric current to your heart or to your mind or to your spirit, because you have gotten stuck in this loop, and it's like the only way to get you out of there is to shock you out of it. Okay, so welcome what falls away is what the guidance is. Welcome what falls away. It's time to put down those burdens. It's time to let go of that emotional heartache. It's time to let go of the overthinking and the shouldas. Take a look at that course if it calls to you, because I really feel that that would help you to just start, tapping more into the wisdom that this is your true energy, but it's like you're closed off to it for whatever reason. Okay. And also lean on the family and the support that you have, because you actually have a lot more love around you than you're letting yourself accept. Okay, your mind is very much in the physical, in the tangible, in the reality of things, not in your heart space. And the guidance is 10 of Cups, which means that you have support and love around you. And now it's about you starting to recognize and really just have more gratitude for what you have. The more you focus on what you have, the less attention you give to what you don't have or what isn't there anymore. Okay, and that's going to help you put down these burdens. We have a 10 of Wands here as the gift, which means the cycle finally ends. Okay, the cycle finally ends. And when the cycle ends, that's when you're going to be able to tap into this, because you can't, that's just that's just part of being in this human experience. That's just the nature of life. Okay, something has to end for something new to begin. That's the nature of transformation. Every ending is a new beginning. Okay, so let this end. Let this holding on to the past end, so that you can really start appreciating what you have, and so that you can tap into your full power, which is already alive and awake within you, so that you can really see, a change in your life where you're feeling abundant and safe. The Pentacles energy is also about safety. So it's like you don't feel safe within yourself. Okay, you don't feel safe within your abilities and your gift. You don't feel safe with your resources. Okay, so really, perhaps seeing a counselor might be beneficial for you. Perhaps seeing an empowerment coach would be beneficial for you. I do offer coaching, empowerment coaching sessions over 3 months. That is going to be coming out later this summer. So, and I only take 3 seats at a time, but there's many other coaches, and there's a lot of self-guided content on my channel and on my platforms that you're welcome to lean into, to really start breaking this ice of not feeling safe within yourself. Okay, so group 2, let's get an oracle card to bring a little more love into your reading. Okay, this is your card. And the number is 45. and it's humor with the direction of east. Okay, east is about new beginnings. East is the energy of the number 1. Yellow, okay, I was talking about, your self-esteem was really broken, and that's what the yellow is about. Yellow is about your confidence. Yellow is about your self-esteem. Yellow is about trust within yourself, right? And it's like your self-esteem was so broken that you just don't even trust in your own intuition anymore. It's just like you just have your back to it. Okay, so humor, fear, and anger awaken the power of your will. In the juxtaposition of realities, as in the primitive position in the wilderness of an urban setting, find truth. See how you have chosen your illusions, as have others, and seek to feel the laughter that holds together your daily dream. Self-importance binds you to the source of joy and humor. Awaken the power of your will and find your laughter wholeheartedly. Awaken your sense of humor. Okay? So something that can really help you, heal this self-esteem is, working on solar and sacral plexus. Okay, your center, your orange and yellow energy centers, which is where your will, your confidence, your clarity, your effortlessness, your direction lives. Okay, also, connecting with people that bring more playfulness and lightheartedness in your life. Laughter is an amazing way to break through the ice in your consciousness, but I understand that laughter can be difficult. So watching cute little silly videos that make you laugh, reading books that are lighthearted and playful, connecting with children is a really great way to tap into humor, because children are just very pure energies, the younger ones. Okay, so really just start working on humor and bringing more laughter and playfulness into your life. Okay, anything else? Okay, so that is the reading that I have for you, group 2. Thank you so much for being here. I send you so much love and blessings for your journey to cracking this ice in your heart, because you are so wise. You are so incredibly wise, group 2. Okay, and what happened to you is very real, but it's in the past. So don't let it define you. Don't let it block you from tapping into your abundance, from tapping into your wealth, from tapping into that love that you have, from tapping into your blessings. Okay, and if you're interested in that course that I mentioned, you are welcome to check out the link in the description box below. Okay, group 2. Oh, top of the deck, 2 of Cups, right? This is about unifying your own masculine and feminine energies, repairing your trust, bringing harmony with your mind, heart, body, and spirit within the physical body, and, doing that work to just bring more love and healing. Look, another 2. Okay, choosing to love yourself, choosing to shine a light on you, choosing to, heal and focus on what brings you joy, not attaching yourself to the other people, okay? Or to past situations. Okay, well, that was group 2. Thank you so much for being here. And now we're going to move on to group 3. Hi, group 3. Okay. All right, group 3. You chose vampire. Your theme through the Pluto and Capricorn period is vampire. So the light attribute says, makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force, Shadow attribute, depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining, and codependency. Okay, so for you, group 3, the big theme through the Pluto and Capricorn transits is going to show you where you don't have good boundaries and or where you are being deceived and taken advantage of for your kindness and your good-hearted nature. Okay? So let's get one tarot card to supplement this overall theme for you of what you'll be working through. Look at that. Queen of Cups. Yep. What did I just say? You know, people taking advantage of you because you have a very giving nature. Okay. People being deceptive and shady and not really, you know, stepping up to the plate. It's like you give and you give and you give because that's who you are. You're just a very giving, you're very loving, you're a very nurturing person. You're very, you know, the Queen of Cups is also a very innocent and pure energy, right? And when we're so giving and, you know, loving and nurturing, we attract shady shit. Okay. As someone who is a highly sensitive empath, I understand this energy all too well. I am quite familiar with this vampire energy. And in fact, spent 3 years, I kid you not, 3 years working on figuring out, you know, who were the vampires in my life and who were the real authentic people, because this is your true nature. You're just a very giving person, right? But sometimes people take advantage of that, and that's really shitty. That, you know, that's just part of the reality of being in the human experience. But this Pluto and Capricorn time is going to show you where you need to have better, stronger boundaries and how to cultivate them. Okay, so let's look a little deeper. How does this energy show up in the mind? Okay, let's see if that card comes out again. How does this energy show up in the mind? Okay, 3 of Pentacles. Okay, how does in the inner, how does this energy show up in the heart? Just one card, please. How does this energy show up in the heart? Just one, please. So many cards want to come out for you. Just one card, please. How does this energy play out in the heart? Okay, 17, or I'm sorry, 18, the moon. The outer. Again, very giving energy. Moon on the outer, very giving, very nurturing, very loving, very open-hearted, almost wear your heart on your sleeve. I wouldn't be surprised if you have heavy water placements in your natal chart. Okay, how does this energy play out in the body? Four of Cups on the inner, okay? Always feeling depleted, always feeling like drained and empty and exhausted. And how does this energy play out in the spirit? Okay, it wants me to take both, so I'm going to trust it. We have 14 Temperance on the outer and the 10 of Wands on the inner. Okay. All right. What is challenging about leaving this energy and this mindset behind? Six of Wands in the inner. Okay, yeah. All right. That's very clear messages for you, group 3. How does what is the gift of leaving this energy behind? What is the gift? Okay. Page of Cups. And how to get from here to here. Nine of Cups on the inner. Okay. Top of the deck, Two of Swords. Page of Wands. Three of Wands. And the Seven. Okay. All of those are speaking. And the Two of Cups. Oh my God. And the, oh, okay. I'm just going to stop here, or I'm just going to keep reading the cards. Okay. So we have 5 supportive cards for you. Okay. To bring clarity. Okay, so this energy, you know, it plays out because you are a naturally very giving person. You know, in the heart, you have the 18, the moon on the outer. So very giving, very nurturing, very loving. You know, it doesn't matter what's going on or how dark, you know, or how empty you might feel. It's like you're just a very naturally giving person. Okay. And in the mind, we have 3 of Wands, okay, but there's only one person. But it's almost like you give and you give and you give, but you don't really receive a lot. So in the body, you get 4 of Cups. So you're always feeling drained and tired. And in the spirit, you know, it's like you're just pouring from one cup to the other. You're just pouring from one cup to the other. You're not really pouring to yourself. Okay, you're not really pouring out. You're just kind of going back and forth. And it's just keeping you in this loop of just perpetual exhaustion. Okay. Group 3, I wouldn't be surprised if you're my group who is just like highly sensitive, empathic. You're the healers, you're the nurturers, you're the givers, you're the caretakers, you're the, you know, you're just the ones that are always there for your people. Okay. But this energy has just left you very much imbalanced. Okay. Very much imbalanced because you're just kind of like, you know, this cup is giving to itself again and again and again. So it's like you're just stuck in this loop of, you know, this emotional current is not really going outside of you. It's just kind of being stuck and stagnant within you. And it's created this feeling of just feeling tired and just wanting to, you know, go home and rest. But you know, home, you know, your body, it just feels like drained and empty and depleted. So the challenge for you is really, you know, 6 of Swords on the inner is leaving these emotional attachments where you feel like you have to give in order to be loved, in order to be accepted, in order to be appreciated, in order to be valued, in order to belong, in order to be a part of, you know, your family and your greater whole. And I say that because, you know, we get the gift of shifting away from this energy. We see a beginning of youthful lightheartedness where you're going to start giving more to yourself. And that's the guidance. 9 of Cups on the inner is about giving more to yourself. Okay, giving more to yourself, taking more for yourself. Okay, starting to learn how to have healthy boundaries, learning how to say no is going to be really, really important for you at this time. We have clarifiers here of 2 of Swords. You know, it's like this is about the inner. Knight of Page of Wands, 3 of Wands, and the Chariot. Okay, so all of these are in. Look, the back is turned. It's like your back is turned to making those decisions and you know, moving forward. But then we have the Chariot, okay, with the outer. So it's like you have to recognize that you have your back turned to the reality that you are just giving and you're not receiving an equivalence. 2 is about decisions. Page is about preparing to take action. 3 is about, you know, where your energies connect. And then movement. It's like you need to take a moment and reevaluate where you are giving and you're not receiving in equivalence. And that's going to help you shift that energy, you know, the 7 is movement, is major change. You're going to shift that energy and come into that inner harmony within yourself, where you feel like there's reciprocity between your giving and your receiving, because you are saying no. And it's going to be really hard for you to say no, because you are such a giver and a nurturer. But ultimately, you know, you, in order to get these vampires out of your life, okay, these people that are draining your life force, like, ask yourself this question: do I want to give, and then when I'm in a place to give, there's nobody there for me? Is this what I want in my life? Okay. Or do I want to, you know, have, let's see, you got to make that decision. This card just flew out while I was shuffling. You have to make that decision to start giving more to yourself, because until you give to yourself, you're never going to really find happiness, because happiness begins within. As within, so without. So it's like you're such a giving, nurturing person, and you're like, I give so much of myself, and yet I feel like I'm just alone in the world, and there's not, you know, a whole lot of balance in my life. There's not really a whole lot of, you know, people for me. You know, 4 of Cups is in this energy. It's about like, I'm just giving and giving and giving, and I'm just tired, and I want someone to give to me. But the only way you can give to yourself, the only way you can receive for yourself, the only way you can start receiving is by learning how to give to yourself first. Okay. That's the big message here. You have to learn how to give to yourself. You have to learn how to say no. You have to, you know, be willing to upset people. You know, that's just basically the message that I'm getting for you. You have to be willing to ruffle some feathers and say, you know what? No, I'm not going to give, because I need to give to myself, and you're not giving to me. So I need to go and give to myself, and then I'll think about whether I want to give you or not. Because until you start giving to yourself, your balance is going to be off balance by this heavy weight that you're carrying. And this is the weight of everybody's drama and everybody's baggage and everybody's problems and all of their shit that they dump onto you, because you're like, here's my cup of love. And they're like, oh, you just emptied your cup of love into me, and now your cup is empty. Here, let me fill it with all my bullshit. And then you're sitting there with these empty cups, like just fucking drained out of your life force. Okay. And you're just like, well, what about me? What about me? But because you're so giving and nurturing, you just continue giving, you continue pouring, you continue sacrificing, you continue, you know, thinking that the only way that you're going to receive love is by giving. But let me tell you something, you know, if people are not going to show up in your life with equal exchange, they don't deserve to be in your life. Okay. If people don't see how valuable you are because you are a naturally giving person, and they don't nurture you because of who you are, you don't need those people in your life. So this Pluto and Capricorn energy is saying, you know, you really need to focus on giving to yourself, loving yourself more, taking some of that cup of love and pouring it into yourself. Okay. Because that is the only way that you'll be able to really transcend this energy and recognize these energy vampires in your life. When you are giving from a place of fullness, that's when you'll be able to see, like, oh, you know, Shmojo is just schmooching off me, but when I need, he's nowhere to be found. Okay. And this could be family, friends, jobs, situationships, it doesn't matter. But there's a lot of water, there's a lot of cups, you know, cups. There's a lot of water energy. So for you, group 3, you know, it's really important that you start giving to yourself and stop giving so much to others. And the moment you start setting those boundaries, that's when you'll really start to see who are true people in your life. Because when you start setting boundaries and people start saying, oh, you're difficult, That's an energy vampire right there, because they're not willing to accept your no. Or what, you know, you used to do this for me all the time. Why won't you do it anymore? That's an energy vampire, because they're asking why you're not doing the same thing, rather than, or they could genuinely be curious and say, hey, what's going on? And then you have that opportunity to say, hey, you know, I'm feeling a little imbalance in this relationship, in this connection. And then you have the opportunity to either grow together, or to realize that, you know, they're just sucking your life force. And it's just keeping you in this state of just discontentment and not really feeling nourished. But it's because all of your nourishment is being leached off by these moochers. And also another thing I want to point out here is this energy doesn't have to just be in the physical, okay? It could also be in phone numbers, in Facebook friends, in things and possessions that you have that are just literally draining your life force energetically without your awareness. This is why it's really important to clear out your phone of contacts, of photos, of, you know, anything in there that belongs to people that you don't need in your life, that are just taking from you. This is why it's really important to go through your list of friends on your social media pages and clear out these bloodsuckers, because even if you're not physically giving to them, they are still energetically taking from you, because you are connected to them on some level. This is where, you know, the deep soul work starts to happen. This is where the deep healing, this is where that deep, you know, leaving this energy behind in the subconscious happens, because you really start decluttering, not just in the physical, but also mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. You know, the spiritually, you're like at a 10, you know, which is telling me that you really need to clear out your inbox. Okay, so let's get one card from the power deck, please, for group 2. I mean, group 3. Whoa, I said group 2. So maybe there's messages in group 2 for you. Okay, this is your card. This is what came out for you. And your message is number 41, vision. So the color, the direction is east. East is about new beginnings, okay? The new beginning, which is right here, the Page of Cups, the new beginning is about choosing you, giving to you first, okay? Vision. At times you will have less vision, and because of that dimness, you will become unbalanced in your seeing. You will see everything, every stone, machine, and tree as being dead rather than alive, right? You're just seeing everything as dead around you. As your vision grows, you sit still within the city and you begin to see that the stones, plants, and machines are all alive. Even the dead trees have passed through the gateway in the west. Their spirits carry the dreaming shield, or the configuration of the experiences of your life. Begin to see the life within every object. See, I was talking about how there could be objects in your home that are literally draining your life force, because they've come from people who have siphoned your energy. And as long as you have those items in your home, they can energetically connect with you. Okay. So begin to see the life within every object and the sacredness in all things. Energy, color, form, and shadow. Then, only then, you will become stronger. By seeing the power within you, you will see what is around you. And when you start to see the around you from within you, that is when you will have true vision. Okay, group 3. So the message is very clear. You really need to take some time to sit and evaluate, you know, what is draining you of your life source, from people to possessions and everything in between. You know, it's not that things are just dead around you. It's that you literally just are completely drained and depleted of energy. And as I'm recording and I'm channeling this energy for you, like, I'm feeling fucking exhausted. Like, I'm going to need to take a nap or something after this. So, you know, that's what you might need to do, is to just, you know, take a nap. That is one of the best things that you can do to heal, is to rest. Okay. To literally rest. The most healing thing you can do for yourself is doing nothing intentionally. Okay. I've done everything, and now it's time for me to rest. Wow, this is some intense energy, okay? I'm gonna use a little sage here to clear your energy field, group 3, because you could really use like some deep shamanic soul clearing work, which is something that I do offer. Okay, clearing away of the subconscious. But let me tell you something, you know, even if you go through energetic work and healing and clearing, if you're still tapped into the energy of these people through possessions, through social media contacts, through, you know, thinking about them, through feeling guilt and obligation, you're not going to be able to actually move on. You have to literally detach yourself completely from all of these things, and that includes getting rid of, you know, things in your life that are draining you. Yeah, big vampiric energies. And for some of you, group 3, I'm also getting that some of these energy vampires are actually your blood relatives, and they have actually been in your in many past lives, and they are continuing to take from you. They have been taking from you for many lifetimes, and they are still taking from you. So doing some past life integration will be really supportive for you, so you can start, you know, cutting karmic cords in the subconscious without necessarily removing these people from your life, because that is something that can happen. You know, yes, you can physically cut people out of your life, but then they're still energetically attached to you. Or you could energetically cut those cords and then, you know, create new healthy relationships, or both. Ultimately, it's up to you. It's your decision. It's your life. You know, you get to decide, but recognize that for any kind of deep change and transformation to happen, it has to happen on every level: energetically, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And that takes time, okay? But you have time, because, you know, this energy is going to be playing out through the next year and a half. So you have time to like evaluate, assess, make decisions, see how it plays out. Again, reevaluate, reassess, make decisions, see how it plays out. So by the time Pluto goes into Aquarius, you are really stepped into your power, and you know who belongs in your life. You know how to cultivate those healthy boundaries, and you know how to spot those energy vampires from a mile away. Okay? Sitting in stillness, it doesn't matter where you are. You could be in the city, you could be in the forest, but sitting in stillness will illuminate for you, you know, where you are not balanced, so that you can bring greater balance into your life. All right? So those are the messages I have for you, group 3. Thank you so much for being here with me today. These messages resonate with you, feel free to hit a like, share a comment. I do love hearing from you. And without further ado, I'm going to close this reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, or if you're interested in working with me, all of my information is in the description box below. All right, beloved ones, I send you so much love and gentleness through your empowerment journey. It has been an absolute pleasure to channel these messages, and I now close this circle of reading. Until we meet again, sending you love and blessings.